Hey, what do you think of this? Got a new shirt. Pretty cool, huh? Hey, you can photograph almost anything. You can photograph big things, small things, landscape, portraits, action, peace. Almost anything goes. And in almost every picture there are things that are of importance. The subjects, the essence of your picture. And then there are some other stuff, the background, the space, that provide the context to your picture. And a common guidance that at least I've heard many times is that if you want to take better pictures, get closer to your subject. And if you do that, then you maximize your subject and you minimize the context. But what if we turn that upside down? What if the context is actually the subject you want to photograph, and the subject is there just to provide the context? Am I outsmarting myself now? No, I got a point here. So what if we make all the empty space, all that surroundings, that background, more important than the model herself? And what if the empty space is more important than the landscape? Now, I had an opportunity last winter to photograph a lot on a frozen lake. Now, a frozen lake itself is an interesting concept. I mean, a lake is a beautiful object to photograph. The water, reflections, maybe you get a sunset, all those things. But a frozen lake is different. You don't actually see the lake. It's covered by ice and snow, so the actual subject in your lake view is hidden. So during the wintertime, if you want to photograph a frozen lake, the lake is at its best a context. It's very difficult to make it really a subject because it is just white open field. But what you got a plenty of is that open air, that whiteness, that emptiness. And what if you make that the subject of your photograph? And everything else is there just to provide the context. I ended up doing this a lot last winter. Like, in addition to the ice-covered, snow-covered lake, snow is an interesting concept because it hides a lot of details. So I ended up shooting more and more about this nothingness, about this emptiness. And I noticed that I took it further and further to the extreme that I'm not sure if I went too far, when in my mind the context really became the subject, and the subjects, if there are any, are just to provide the context. Now this video ended up being mostly nothing about nothing, but it's not always that you have something important to say, so then you need to talk about the context and make something out of nothing, which I guess I just did, didn't I?